everyone, I'm Sonic98, bringing you the latest on video games, TV news, and more. For today's review, we are going to be reviewing Episode 6 of Season 2 of Transformers Robots in the Sky's Brainpower. Now, this episode is definitely, I think, a step down compared to last week's episode 5, Cover Me, but it's definitely an improvement over Episode 4, Suspended. To me, this episode falls somewhere in between that. It's basically kind of a mediocre episode. It's fun, it's definitely more interesting than Suspended was, but it still was kind of more of just filler, and nothing really enjoyable about this. There were some funny parts, but we're gonna go ahead and see what this episode did right and wrong. Okay, so this episode starts out with Bumblebee, Strongarm, and Grimlock capturing this new mini-con Decepticon named Torpor, who surprisingly looks like a green air razor. Now, I'm not against Hasbro reusing Decepticon designs, but this is really just like nothing. They get through it, even though Grimlock almost messes it up. So the whole episode's premise is basically about Grimlock not thinking he's smart enough. Now, when I first heard about this episode happening, it immediately made me think of back to Transformers Prime with the episode TMI, in which Bulkhead, going through a similar thing, accidentally absorbs a Cybertronian data capsule that makes him super smart, allows him to recite the recipe for synthetic energon. But that doesn't really, it slowly deteriorates his brain, so he's basically just a walking dictionary. So basically, this episode where Grimlock's trying to take some sort of Autobot cop test or something, I don't know. And so basically he sucks at it, recommends making a study guide, but instead Grimlock decides to go ahead and transfer the entire Alchemord's database into his head, which while making him super smart, it's slowly deteriorating brain, and he'll be brain dead in 2 hours, basically. And one thing I will mention I love about this episode is that Bumblebee totally calls back to Transformers Prime when he sees Grimlock do this. He said, "Oh, one of my friends was in a similar thing, and we ended up doing him." That's totally referencing Bulkhead's predicament back in Transformers Prime. So that was a great shout out to that. Now we're gonna get into the new Decepticons that were introduced in this episode. So the main bad guy in this episode is a gorilla Decepticon named Simicor, which is, I guess, it's play on words on the fact that he's a monkey, so he's a simian. And he's got two Minicon monkey partners, Theorem and Axiom. Now, basically, it's nice, he's another, smart guy who's basically, and it's funny because he's more like a brute force guy like Grimlock is, but because Grimlock's so smart, he always overthinks everything, so this allows Simicor to wreck him. And so basically the whole thing is, Axiom and Theorem end up getting this, particle generator, electron, polarizer thing, and he kidnaps Bumblebee and Strongarm. He's gonna kill them with it unless Grimlock gives up the launch key for it or something. So during this, we get some funny moments of Grimlock challenging Simicor to a pop quiz, but by the time they get started, Grimlock's already got his memories fixed, so he's dumb again. So it was a little funny right there. But overall, that was really the whole plot of this episode. I felt it was really weak. It was 3 points. Grimlock feels bad, so he gets smart. Simicor kidnaps Bumblebee and Strongarm. Grimlock gets his memories back, gets dumb again, and realizes, oh, he doesn't need to be smart to help out his teammates. So at least it was more interesting to watch, though, than Suspended was. So I will give this episode props for that. And so that was my review of Transformers Robots in the Sky Season 2, Episode 6, Brainpower. This episode was a step up from Suspended, but still didn't quite beat Cover Me from last week. If I had to rate this episode, I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. Simicor, Theorem, and Axiom were great characters. I loved the Transformers Prime reference with Bumblebee and Bulkhead, and Smart Grimlock was really funny to watch. But besides that, the plot was kind of lame. It was very simple, not really any suspense. It was kind of So that's it for this review. I'll be back next week with Episode 7, Misdirection, which is supposed to be a really big episode. If you like this review, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.